Hello, friends. Welcome to this new series on problems in physics for IIT JEE Advanced. So, basically, in this series, my goal is to cover chapter wise, means class 11th and 12th, all the chapters, problems in physics. So, problems means advanced problems which contain some good concepts of physics. So, advanced IIT JEE problems, that is the goal. So, we are starting with the basic mathematics. So definitely basic maths also plays a very important role because physics, as you know, that calculus, errors, measurement. So with this also there are some good interesting questions. So we are starting with this. So in this video we will be covering the level 1 basic mathematics. Okay, so let's start. So let's start with question 1. So in this question, in an experiment, mileage of a car was measured to be 24 kilometer per liter of fuel consumed. So mileage of a car is given. After the experiment, it was found that 4% of the fuel used during the experiment was leaked through a small hole in the tank. Okay. Calculate the actual mileage of the car after the tank was repaired. So this is the question. So I want कि you pause this video and try it yourself before jumping into the solution. Okay, so I hope you got the solution. In case if you are you stuck somewhere, so let's look into the solution. So first let's try to understand कि what question is telling, then let's discuss its solution. So as per the question, in the question there was an experiment. In the experiment, the mileage of the car which was observed was 24 kilometer per liter, kmpl. So it is the observation in the experiment. So it is not the actual value. It is the value during the experiment, that is 24. And it is also given that during the experiment there was 4% error because during the experiment the car had a leakage, due to which 4% of the fuel got wasted, it got leaked out. So definitely the reading, that 24 reading, is the reading with 4% error. So it is very easy, we just have to calculate the actual mileage of the car. So let the actual mileage of the car be x kmpl. Since the experiment reading is 24 kmpl with 4% error, we can write that actual mileage, that is x, minus 4% of x is equal to 24. Because see, the experimental reading which we got 24, that is the reading with the leakage. So actual mileage minus 4% leakage is equal to the experimental reading. So x minus 4% of x is equal to 24. So with a very basic calculation you can calculate x, that is 25 km pl. I hope you got the exact concept of the this problem, very easy problem. But still many of you might have struggled. So as you can see, physics is all about deep observation, understanding of question. Okay, so now let's jump into the second problem. A man is standing at a distance of 500-meter from a building. So there is a 500-meter tall building. A man is there is a tall building. Man is standing 500-meter apart from that building. He notes that angle of elevation of the top of the building is 3.6 degree. Find the height of the building. So we have to find the height of the building, neglect the height of the man, and take pi is equal to 3.14. So definitely I want you to pause this video and try it yourself before jumping into the solution. So I hope you got the solution, because it seems very easy problem. In case you had any difficulty, so let's decode the question and try to get the answer. So from the problem we can very easily see that there is a tower of height h, because height is unknown, but it is given that the distance of the man from the tower is 500. So in here in the triangle you can see that the h is the tower and 500 is the distance of the man. And angle of elevation, so you might be aware there are two concepts, angle of elevation and angle of depression. So whenever we look up to any object, so that gives angle of elevation, and whenever we look down to any object, that gives angle of depression. So here angle of elevation is 3.6 degree. So we just have to calculate the h. So from the diagram very easily we can calculate the h. So let's see how we can calculate. So the first concept here to be noted is that angle is in degree. So whenever we want to calculate any length, so we cannot calculate that using degree, we have to convert it into radians, that you know. So definitely converting degree into radian is very easy. You just have to multiply it by pi upon 180. So 3.6 into pi upon 180, you solve it, you will get the angle in radians. So it is 0.0628 radians. Okay. Now you know one formula, that theta is equal to arc upon radius. So theta we can also consider as angular displacement. So theta is arc upon radius, that you know. So we just have to calculate the arc, or to be more precise, tan theta is perpendicular upon base. So tan theta is h upon 500. So here h will be 500 tan theta, since angle is very small, because that 0 point, so we can write tan theta into theta, approximate, because we are looking for an approximate answer. So in objective type, you might be aware ki you get a idea, because there will be four options. So you get an idea ki, okay, your answer is around 31, so you can just directly tick. So you just have to put the values and you will get the answer 31.4 meter. I hope now that problem was clear. So now let's jump into third problem. Okay, so third problem says that a smuggler in a Hindi film is running with a bag. So the dimension of the bag is given, 0.3 meter into 0.2 meter into 0.2 meter dimension. Okay, so there is a typo, that means should be meter. Okay, meter in dimension. The bag is supposed to be filled with gold. So he has got a bag of a particular dimension, and he is a smuggler. So definitely he will be doing smuggling of gold. So he will be filling the gold. Do you think that the director of the film made a technical mistake here? Density of the gold is 19.6 gram per cubic centimeter, cc. Okay, cc means cubic centimeter, yeah, centimeter cube, because volume, you know that, density, mass upon volume. So here in this question, this is a basic conceptual question, understanding. So I want you just first try it out by yourself before jumping into the solution. Okay, so I hope you come up with a very valid answer for this. So let's try to decode the question and get into the solution. So here it is dimension is given. So the dimension is L into B into H. So it is a cube, because bag we can consider a cube. So from the dimension we can easily calculate the volume. So we have the volume of the bag, and we have to fill the bag with the gold. So density of gold is given, and the volume we have. So definitely from these two parameters we can calculate the mass. Because see, in this question we have two parameters, we have the volume, we have the density. So definitely we should try to calculate the mass. So one very interesting, very important thing to be noted here is this: see, density is gram per centimeter cube, volume is in centimeter cube, but the dimension is in meter. So definitely, if you directly solve and put the formula, you will get a wrong answer. So this I think you might be aware, and you should be very careful with the units. So what I have done, I have converted the meter into centimeter. Then I calculated the volume. So as you can see, volume we got 30 into 20 into 20. So that is 12,000 centimeter cube. Now we have the volume, we know the density, so we calculated the mass. So volume into density, so it was 235.2 kg. So from the observation, we can say that mass is huge because 235 kg. Even weightless, that what you can say, that weightlifters, they also struggle in carry such a mass. So how can a gold smuggler be? So definitely there is a technical glitch made by the director of the movie because carrying such a mass is infeasible. Okay. I hope you got the main observation. So two things we noted. One is that whatever data is given, we should work with that. And second is the unit. Unit plays a very important role. Yeah. So now let's jump into the next question. That is question 4. I hope you are enjoying. The physics is very easy. The idea is that just you have to solve lots and lots of problem and feel it. So it will be very interesting. Okay. So now here in this question, a particle moves along the curve. So see every equation, every linear equation represents a straight line. Every quadratic equation represents a curve, or any polynomial represents a curve. So 2-degree equation is a parabola, 3-degree equation will be having some slopes. So this you might be knowing. So definitely here equation, a polynomial is given. So it is containing two variables y and x because it is an xy plane. So it is representing a curve. So curve, we can say that it is a path. Okay, so a particle is moving along this path. Find the points on the curve at which y coordinate is changing 8 times as fast as the x coordinate. Okay, so you have to find that special points on the curve where change in y coordinate is 8 times as fast as change in x coordinate. It means that at that point, if we change x by 1 unit, y will be changed by 8 units. So very interesting problem. So I want you to struggle with it, fight with it, and come up with a solution. So pause the video and try it yourself before jumping into the solution. Best of luck. So I hope you got the solution. And if you faced any problem, so let's look into the solution because it seems very interesting. So see, whenever we talk about change, definitely we have to apply calculus. Calculus is the study of change because function in itself is representing a dependent variable and an independent variable. How an independent variable is changing the dependent variable. So here the equation is given and dy by dx is given because change of y with respect to x is 8 at some particular point. So what you can do, you can just calculate the dy by dx of this equation. So that is 3x square upon 6. I hope you are well aware of this differentiation, very basic differentiation. So 3x square by 6 and it should be equal to 8 as per the problem. So you will get the points. So at those points, at those x coordinates, we have dy by dx is equal to 8. And now putting the value of x in this equation, 6y is equal to x cube plus 3, you will get y. So y is 11 upon 11 comma minus 31 upon 3. So you get the point, that is minus 4 minus 31 3 and 4 comma 11. So these two are points. So okay, so now let's jump into next problem. Okay, so next problem, as you can see, the area of a regular octagon of side length A is A. So we have an octagon, you know, 8-sided figure. So each side is of length A and the area is capital A. Okay, so we have to find the time rate of change of area of the octagon if its side length is being increased at a constant rate of beta meter per second. Okay, so from the question you can see that the side length is increasing every second because if we talk about rate term is time. So beta meter per second, so every second the length is increased by beta units. So in the problem we have an octagon, and beta meter per second, every side is getting increased, so octagon is getting increased. Okay, so we have to find the change of area per unit time. So definitely when octagon will increase, its area will also increase. So you have to find the rate of change of area with respect to time. So very means it is relatable. I hope you can get a feel, getting you are getting an idea ki how you can solve it. So you have to find the rate of increase of area, rate of change of area. Okay, so and one more thing in the A part is the time rate of change of area, which you will calculate, is constant or it is dependent on some quantity. So that also you have to find out, is it a constant or not. And the B part, find the approximate change in area of the octagon as the side length is increased from 2 meter to 2.001 meter. It is a very easy question. So it is telling ki if the side length is increased from 2 meter to 2.001 meter, definitely area will increase. So what will be the change in area? That you have to calculate. So I hope you can very easily do that. So definitely before jumping into the solution, let's do it. Let's crack this problem. So pause the video and try it yourself before jumping into the solution. Okay, I hope you are done with the problem. So let's look into it. So first, definitely you should be aware of the area of the octagon. So area of triangle you might know, area of rectangle you might know, four-sided figure, L into B. See, area of octagon calculating is very easy. You just have to draw the octagon and you have to identify that rectangle, triangle, and you have to sum it up and finally calculate the area. Because octagon, when you will calculate the area, you will get many small, small triangles and rectangles. So you have to sum it up because it is a symmetrical figure. So you will get the area to 1 plus root 2 a square. So this you have to prove by yourself. Definitely it will be very helpful for you. So find the area. So once you have the area, you have to calculate the rate of change of, whenever we talk about rate, it is change of any quantity with respect to time. So here we have to calculate the rate of change of area. So change of area with respect to time. So dA by dt you have to do. So in the equation dA by dt you can very easily do. You will get 4 root 2 plus 1 a dA by dt. So this is very easy. And dA by dt is given that d small a is the side, because it is given ki side is changing per second with beta unit. So small dA by dt you can substitute it with beta. So you get the answer. So this is the answer. So see, one step answer, 4 root 2 plus 1 a beta. So see, in competitive exam, this is the beauty of the competitive exam. Any problem, whether it is a very difficult problem, it will be solved in a very limited time. If you are taking lots of time, you stop and reiterate your strategy because you are doing mistake. If you are taking lots of time, then definitely you have taken yourself into the wrong path. Okay, yeah. So we have calculated this time rate of change. Now the next thing is this time rate of change of area is constant? So here, see, looking into the equation that 4 root 2 plus 1 a beta, we can see that 4 root 2 plus 1 is constant because it is not changing, it is constant. Sorry, a is constant, but beta, uh, beta is constant. Sorry, beta is constant, but a is not constant because in the problem it is given that side is changing continuously. So here many students do mistake. So they tick that it is a constant, but it is not a constant because in the problem it is given that a is increasing. So how can it be a constant? So definitely this expression is not a constant because it depends on side length, which itself is dependent on time. It is increasing with time. Okay, I hope you got the solution. And okay, so now let's move to the next B part. So B part is very easy. As you can see, when the length is increased from 2 to 2.001 meter, you have to calculate the area. So you can do it in multiple ways. So the traditional method will be to calculate the formula. You take a1, a2, then a2 minus a1, simplify the formula, then put the value, you get the answer. That is the traditional method. But let's do a very fast method, because the traditional method requires some calculation. The fast method is, you have this area, you just do dA by small dA, means change of area with respect to change of side. It is very understandable, because when side changes, area changes. So we are calculating the change of area with respect to change of side. That is also only we are calculating dA by d capital A, that is area, upon d small a, that is side. So that with a very basic differentiation, you get 4 root 2 plus 1a. Okay. Now, ultimately, we have to calculate delta A, because delta A is the change in area. See, there is a difference between delta A and dA. So delta A is a change in a significant time, measurable time, and dA is instantaneous change, means a very infinitesimally small time. So definitely we have to calculate delta A. So delta A, we can write dA upon small dA into delta A, delta small a, as you can see here. Okay. So that we can write. So d capital A upon d small a we have already calculated, and delta A we know. Delta A is change in that side. So that is 2.001 minus 2.01, sorry, minus 2.0. So you just multiply and you get the answer. So answer is 0.0019 meter square. Okay. I hope. Okay. So this is for this video, this series. So today we completed the basic mathematics level 1 of our series on IIT JEE advanced physics problems. So we just started, we did 5 problems. I hope you enjoyed a lot. Stay tuned with me. We will be doing lots and lots of problems, and I hope you will enjoy a lot. And my goal is to cover it very quickly, because I respect your time. So we have to cover very fast problems and just do revision. Okay. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned and subscribe to my YouTube channel Ankul Marwadi for some great content. Thanks a lot.